Pretty sure the stream started. So tweet it out. There we go. So this week did a lot of work on manufacturing and stuff like that. A lot of work on that. Oh, I'm going to open up the chat so I can read the chat. Let's plop that. How do I pull that out? Oh my god. There we go. So yeah, did a lot of work on construction, sorting, stuff like that. Unfortunately, the fabricator is a little broken, so I'm not going to be able to show absolutely everything I wanted to with the construction, but I'll be able to show the whole and explain the whole process behind sorting and all that kind of stuff. We've also done a lot of stability work in terms of how the game runs, in terms of multiplayer. So Simon did a lot of work on the terrain stuff as well, in terms of how we generate the terrain for the asteroids. Scott actually went in, and this had been something we discussed a long time ago. We were changing how the controls work. So currently you have to use modifier keys like Control and Alt, whether to open the keys. And a long time ago it was brought up a good option would be to change that to basically toggling with number keys. Obviously you don't see a lot of it when it's streaming, but we really wanted to try and make it easier to deal with your own internal inventory. Super easy to deal with inventory in the world and stuff like that because you're just looking at the slots and opening them. But if you're not doing that, it's much more complicated. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes, but I think it's a much better system. And it's quite a lot of work because the way it was done, the way our manager for that has been implemented has been really difficult. So someone just asked in chat any advice on how to game dev in C++ without wanting to kill yourself after 30 minutes of coding. So Stationeers is developed with C#, which is much simpler, but the same kind of principles. I guess the same basic principles, but much simpler. I would recommend starting with another language other than C++. C++ gets really frustrating sometimes because you really have to declare everything. So you have control over everything. And this is the biggest, I guess, problem that a lot of people run into with Unity is it's called garbage collection. So because everything kind of just gets allocated for you, you don't have any real control over how that gets cleaned up. And so it's kind of like C# is definitely easier to work with, but you really still have to understand the principles that you get sort of face to face with in C++. So one of the big issues that we've grappled with Stationeers is garbage collection. And 9 times out of 10, when we've had performance issues and when you've seen performance issues in the streams, it's been because of garbage collection. So we spend a lot of time on it. I don't know if people remember a few streams ago, we had a lot of problem with a stuttering that kind of appeared once every few seconds, and that was purely to do with garbage collection. And it can get really frustrating because the garbage collection problem sort of pushes the hi Connor.
Hello.
Everyone say hi to Connor. I said everyone say hi to Connor. I'm streaming.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Hello,
you're
world.
famous now, like 4 people. Yeah, so so yeah, my recommendation would be, I mean, I don't know, like I sometimes really like coding in C++. The last time actually I did a lot of coding in C++ was just after I was off the DayZ development team, and I was still in Prague, and I was a little like lost because I just spent all this time working on something, and I actually had those Cytec controllers, and you get these little displays, and I was making a plugin. I never unfortunately finished it, but I was making a plugin for Armor that allows you to use all that stuff. So yeah. So what I might do, I'm just waiting for the build to build up right now. Oh no, I don't want that. So I'm just going to add window capture. There we go. I'm just going to show off what I've been doing inside Unity before we crock into it. Oh. Okay, well the builds, whoops, I sent that all the way to the back. So the build's completed, so that's helpful. I will now deploy that, and then that will mean we can get started. Connor works on Out of Ammo Death Drive, which is the sequel to Out of Ammo, our VR game. For now, very soon, TM. See, we're feeling pretty confident with Stationeers about later on in September. We've still got a ways to go. We're basically almost finished our main game loop, which is basically the construction, being able to fully build stuff. So you go out, you mine stuff, you smelt that, and all that kind of stuff. So we're basically at the point where that was finished. So to show some things that I've been, well, all of us have been adding to the game, other than just fixing bugs, the, I guess, biggest changes, we added in some more colors, so that was a popular option. You can now paint stacks, which was also a very popular request from pretty much everyone. It still needs some balancing, but overall it was a pretty good result. And people might have seen in the tweets, I changed how these...
User joined your channel.
Is that you, Mason?
It's me.
Oh, it's Region. So I changed how the chute system worked just to make it a bit simpler. So you now have input and an output, kind of directly defined, and then you also have the manual bin, which is kind of if you want to not have the bin automatically pick up stuff, because those other ones will automatically screw around with stuff. And you can see how these ones aren't as high on the grid as the other ones.
User joined your channel.
That's so that it lines up with conveyors. So the guys who've just joined here, I'm just going to close down my Unity. The current version should be, I'll post it in the Discord. Oh my god, so much stuff to do. Whoa, my screen just went weird. Why are you taking over, Discord? I will have control, thank you very much. In general, I posted the latest version. And I'm going to boot up my Steam. Unfortunately, we have a little bug with Steam at the moment. Where because we're using Cloud Save, it's synchronizing all your saves. And our saves can be really big. Really big. So it can take a while. I think the combined size of my save files is 2 gigs at the moment. So that's a little big for Cloud Save because it locks up your Steam. So that's the kind of stuff that we've got to tidy up heading into early access. Yeah, but I'm just waiting for Steam to do its thing. Now I will add the game to this. Game capture. There we go. Right. So host guys, it should be the same way connecting as last time. Hopefully there's not heaps and heaps and heaps of bugs. Right, y'all should be able to join. So Joel also worked a lot on fixing a lot of errors that we had with the atmospheric system, mainly related to thermodynamics. That was my fault. So he fixed a lot of those things. We fixed this. People will remember from last week that this was a problem. Just let me know if you connect correctly, Mason.
Oh, remember, I was blown off the map last game.
Crap. Okay. Hold please, everybody. I will just load up Unity and actually no, I'll probably just delete your
That's fine.
brain. Alright, I should actually be able to like move you. Actually, honestly, it's probably, weirdly, it's easier for me to do it in Unity. Someone also just asked, does unit testing have a place in game dev, and why is it such a polarizing issue? Probably two pretty interesting questions. I guess my opinion on it is unit testing super helpful, and we actually have a unit testing system for Stationeers. It's probably more applicable elsewhere. Ooh. What the hell? What the hell that was? I just got a whole bunch of really weird errors. Yeah, so it's probably more of a. It's really useful if you know exactly what you want to do. If you're constantly changing the game, it can end up just being a much greater effort than it's worth kind of thing. Right, now I have to find Mason. Character. Where are you, Mason? Oh dear. You will be the one that is falling. That looks like you. Let's just verify you actually land on the ground. Nope. I think that's you. Yep, Timber Fox. Okay. So we'll save this. Save this as a slightly different name. Stream 52. Okie dokie. Now we wait for Steam Cloud to sync. That was my bad, really, because I said to the dev team to just sync the whole folder because it was just easier. But when you have as many saves as I do, it ends up being huge. Oh, I don't even know whether I had the latest update. Just double check that. Oh, well, we also tidied up the server browser so that it was tidier. Okay. So yeah, it's 2952. I just need to check that's the correct one. Yeah. So I posted the wrong one. Yeah. 2952. Oh my god, someone's messaging me on Steam. Ah. Adam. Cool. Oh my god. Now I'm more nervous. Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of work on stability and scalability as well. Trying to put a lot of effort in. Try join now, Mason. Your guy might be really hurt though. I don't know. He might be like blind and a whole bunch of other things. Why does it not have power? I wonder why that doesn't have power. Oh, because it's not plugged into the power. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we also fixed the labeler issue. So yeah, a lot of thermodynamics fixes. So you won't see sort of the rush of air, and there were a whole bunch of other weird bugs that we had, and just all sorts of problems in that area. I'm actually going to use a little bit of this space. Oh, Mason was just trying to drown us all. Or not drown us. Opposite of drowning. So yeah, everyone else can join if they want as well. First of all, I'm going to show off, due to popular demand, where are we? Item cable coil. So let's say we've got a stack here. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually toggling. So when I'm toggling, I'm actually just all I'm doing is pushing the 1 key, and it's toggling through the stuff that I want to have. So if I get something like this, and I think that was R, yeah. So when I push R, I'm actually toggling through. That's the inventory for the item, and then whether there's any interactions. And you can see the little icons that are beside the slots. So like 3 bars tells you that you're going to bring up an interaction menu, whereas the 4 little dots tells you you're going to bring up the inventory menu. And so the whole idea of it is to try to balance the whole. You need to be able to deal with your slots on yourself, but we also didn't want to take you out of the world. That's something I think that's really key about Space Station 13, is not taking out of the world. So let's say I got the spray can. Now I can actually paint the cable coils. So I've painted these, and they're now blue. Now for the moment, their thumbnail will still only show up as red. But if I place this down, you can see now I've got blue ones. And we'll just do another quick test if we, if we paint one of these, and then we cut it up. This is probably going to turn off people's. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's right. We know about that. Scott knows about that. Whoops. I'm still pushing the old buttons. It's going to take a while to get out of that. So you can see when I put it back down, it's blue. And that's going to annoy me. Item spray can red. So yeah, so that's that, and that applies to any stackable that we've configured for that. So there's a lot of different kinds of stackables out there, and it will probably make things a lot easier as people are doing stuff. I'm going to put that in my backpack. So who's that? Oh, that's Region. Yo. So Mason was building a massive bus system for configuring everything. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to clear myself a little bit of space. Region, you might want to try and manage the temperature in here a bit, I think, because I don't know whether we've got the air conditioning working. We might need to get more air conditioning units. I don't know whether it's even working, this one. Doesn't appear to be. I'm going to try turning it. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. It's weird. Anywho, I'm going to set up a conveyor system. There's another air conditioner over here as well. And show off the sorting process. So item kit conveyor. So let's say So we have all our different conveyors. So we have 3 different sizes of conveyors. We have a corner, and we have a riser. And the purpose of the riser is really just to dump things in the middle. I'm actually going to modify the riser so you can use it to actually step the conveyors up to another level, which you can't do at the moment. Then we have this thing called a stacker. I think I showed it off previously, maybe not so much, but basically it allows us to redistribute the size of stacks. And then we have a sorter. Now the sorter, I think, again, I might have shown the basic functionality, but we've started to introduce more motherboards for controlling that. So I'm actually going to place this down, and I'm going to build the system around that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of demonstrate how we might use the sorter to, if we wanted to split stuff off and things like that. And I'm also going to build a stacker here just for ease of use, so that I can kind of control what goes into it. And again, it'll kind of demonstrate what we want to do. So if I've got a corner here, I'm going to do that, and rotate this round. Now I don't need to worry about what way the arrows go, because I can control that as I carry on. So basically, just by flipping this switch here, I can alter the direction. Now again, I could use, this is just a mode that's on the item. So I could actually set this with a console, and I could have something that splits it between the two, and all that kind of thing. So it's a pretty cool system to do. Right, so we've done that. So this is going to sort off. Now, by default, what the sorter will do is it will alternate between the 2 sides. So it will put one on one side and put one on the other side. So where are we? So what we're going to do is we're going to have one bit go there, and one bit go there. And this we could have, for example, go into a chute system, and we could have this one just carry on round, basically in a loop. Might be quite handy. So actually, I may as well pick this up. Whoops, where are we? Here, like this. No battery. I think we did last time. I think Will or somebody dropped some batteries off somewhere.
They're in the pipe supplies crate.
Gotcha, thanks. So let's deconstruct this, and let's just make a longer one here. Got to make sure I can still access the power. And build a corner. I like to have it coming in on a straight, because some items can be a little bit odd to deal with. Item kit conveyor. Item kit conveyor. So the other thing that received quite a bit of change was the chute system, and I posted a funny GIF of that as well. So let's just think about how we're doing this. And there we go, like that. Cool, so this is going to give us a, now I need to make sure all these are orientated in the right direction. This is going to give us a conveyor belt that just goes round and round and round in circles, but it filters off something that, let's say that we want to filter off, and I guess we need to decide what we're going to do with that side that we want to filter off. But we might use it to, we might have multiple of these sorters going along. We might have a system to pull stuff out and, pull stuff out and put it through a smelter, all sorts of stuff like that. So that's that guy there. So I'm going to do item kit computer. Item kit computer. So what I'm actually going to put here is I'm going to put a computer that we can use to change our sorting process. And I'm going to decide where to put it, which is not too much in the way. So I'm going to put it there. Now, computers are like consoles. So you can put motherboards into these little spots here, and they allow you to do all sorts of cool stuff. And what we are actually going to do is we're going to link everything up here. And so with conveyors, they have their data and power port in the same spot for what I think are probably relatively obvious reasons. So in terms of, I guess, like, what is it, monetization, the only thing we've got planned, other than straight out buying the game, is that you'll be able to, like with RimWorld and Prison Architect, you'll be able to pay extra as effectively a DLC on Steam, and that package will allow you to like name a character or maybe name a virus in the game and stuff like that. And once you've got that, you'll use Steam to log into a website we're making where you'll be able to define. So that's kind of an extra content for those who are really keen on the game, who want to support the project. We'll be able to basically buy that, but it's not something that will give you any kind of advantage or anything like that. Where are we? I was trying to read the chat at the same time. It's not working very well. How are you guys getting on? Has anyone encountered any problems?
No problems as of yet. I have some error logs that I'm going to send you afterwards.
Cool. How are you getting on, Mason? Mason's so engrossed. Or he's probably drinking. So I'm going to turn on all these conveyors. Oh, he's going the wrong way. Whoa. And let's turn that on. Turn this on. Turn this on. Alright. Chat saw that I missed a corner. Where are we here? So that's all good. Now we actually need to get a cable through, and there's multiple ways that we could look at doing this, because we need to get a cable in here. I'm actually going to cheat, and I'm going to do item RTG. Item RTG. All good? Yeah. Mason was getting a drink. He gave me the thumbs up. Make an egg go round and round. Yeah, I can do that. We can do eggs and milk and stuff like that. So, at the moment, so we'll do item egg carton. Gosh, damn it. I pushed the... There's a bug with the new system with the uniform. Item egg carton. So we'll grab this and we'll drop some eggies here. So what will happen is one of these eggs will go, oh, it's stacking at the moment. And the stack is just set to 1, so it's just going to, eggs don't actually stack, but they are a consumable, so it could actually, at the moment, it could combine them together. So one will go through one side and one will go on the other, and it will alternate. And that's currently how, because the stacker is not configured to anything, that's how it'll work. So it'll function like a splitter if you've played Factorio. We tried to sort of combine a lot of functionality together. So I'm going to turn this on. It's going to have flash because it's got no motherboard. And I'm going to do motherboard sorter. Let's put the sorter in here. So now what it's actually done is it has detected the sorter here. And it's given us access. Oh dear, have our eggs all fallen off? They have. I wonder why they fell off. Let's just put them on again and study them. Eggs sort of do tend to roll around a little bit. Oh, it'll be because they're alternating through. maybe. Is he going to roll off? Yeah, Iggy just rolled off. So what you have is you have a whitelist for your sorter. And what it will do is, as we add the whitelist, it'll be what appears over there. We're not actually going to use the eggs. We're going to do item milk. So what we're going to do is we're going to add into the whitelist here, and we get a whole bunch of options. So you can see that the ones in stars are like categories. So do we want to take off, it's anything with a defined slot type. Anything with a defined slot type, so like or egg type or uniform, and then you get into the base, basically everything. Now in future, we might have different ones. Will different sort of motherboards will have different stuff and things like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that it sorts out milk, but leaves everything else going around. So I'm going to select milk here. So what will happen is, if it detects milk, it will pull the milk out on this thing here. So you see here, this is maintaining pressure. You might have seen them turn on briefly. It's maintaining 100 kilopascals, hopefully with the current temperature. So we've got, so I'm going to add item flour. Item flour. Whoops. So we're just going to add a bunch of these going around, and they will always now take the left side. Oops. So yeah, as these are going around, none of them are coming out on that other side. So we're actually going to now use the item chute kit. Item chute kit. Item kit chute. Here we go. So at the moment I've just got these kind of able to spawn anything. So you have inlet, you have outlet. So inlet only lets things go in, outlet only lets things go out, and then you have a bin, which is more what you'll probably use if you're like in Space Station 13, you want people to just put stuff in. And then you have a junction where you can connect multiple together. And I've showed the junction before, how that works. So we're actually going to collect stuff up here when it comes through. Going to get rid of that. Eggs aren't breaking anymore. I'm not sure why that is. It's very strange. So we're going to have this run through as a corner. And maybe we could actually have it, just for the sake of simplicity, so we can see it all working, we will have it drop the item. Oh god, I think I just about knocked everything off. Now if I do, where are we, chute outlet, here we go. So now what this should do, these got a little door here, as we put milk on this, and bearing in mind we can add as many of these as we want, so we can have a whole bunch of different whitelists going through. And it will shoot the milk out on this thing, it'll go through the chute and it'll plop out here, so we're going to give that a go now. Item milk. Oops. So let's watch what this milk does. Milk goes in through the splitter. And zunk, it comes out on that other belt and it gets plopped down. So this sorting system gives us a lot of control to be able to do a lot of different stuff. And I've shown how the splitter previously is able to do a whole bunch of different stuff. Oh, someone's coming in on the airlock. Maybe. So yeah, it gives us a lot of control. And I've sort of changed how a lot of this stuff works so it's a little bit more practical. Where's our milk? So our milk's coming through, comes out on the bench there, zoop, gets sucked into there, and gets plopped out there. yeah, so if anyone's got any questions on how that works, now I'm going to do item fabricator, item kit fabricator. Item kit fabricator. So this is the 3D printer. It's quite big, as you can see. Where have I got room? Let's put it here. So it's very big. Now what it does is it has like, this is an ejection handle for ejecting this stuff. So this is where ingots go in. So the ingots will go in here and they'll get sucked and ground up in here. And when I look on here at the moment, it's just blank, but it'll tell me what's inside it. There's a power connector, there's a data connector, and then there's a door here for outputting. That's not part of it. Yeah. Now what I can also do is I can plug this into a computer, but unfortunately this is not working yet properly, entirely anyway. And I make jobs on it, just like I'm doing with the whitelist here. So I can click this button, add a job, select the thing I want to build, and if it's got the materials, it'll build it and spit it out on this side. And if I get the conveyor pieces, you'll see how the conveyor pieces line up with this. Where are we? Like that. So the conveyor pieces directly line up with these doors, and this thing is designed to be big enough to print anything in the game at the moment as well. And so you know, if I try and put something that's not right in this, it will go bleh, I can't take it. But if I do item iron ingot, item iron ingot, if I plop this in, at the moment it doesn't need power, it's taken it and it's deleted it and it's actually put it in there as iron. Yeah, we decided not to call it a 3D printer, we decided to call it a fabricator. It actually has a little laser, you can just see it on the bottom there, that goes up in these pins and it will like make the thing appear slowly, and we've got the shader ready for all that kind of stuff as well. Oh, that did break. How do they, maybe they just have to, maybe I just need to really throw it. Oh yeah, it does break. Okay, that's good. Should have left a plop. Where's another egg? Item egg. Oh, where's, no, it's from the egg carton, isn't it? Here we go. It should make a splat. I think just we've got the required velocity quite high now. Or maybe it's not, it's only smashing all windows. It's really strange. The guys really want to add a basketball hoops and soccer hoops.
Just like Hellion.
Yeah, just like Alien. So yeah, if anyone has any questions around that, then that's all good. How are you getting on, Mason?
Good.
I think. Oh, you're using the pipe labeler. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, we're wanting to add a whole bunch of labeling systems and stuff like that. At the moment it's kind of a pain. You actually, the label is actually an item and you place the item on top of it. But in future what we're planning on doing is having you just use the label gun and it sort of makes the item for you. Is that labeled disco light? Yeah, it is. Lol. I might go for a jaunt outside. Sound like one sound left in the game at the moment. So yeah, I was hoping to show the entire loop of the construction, but I didn't want to sort of last minute. I was having real trouble with the system there. So let's go inside here. So bear in mind when we're doing this, this is all using, so you know, custom setup stuff. So what it's doing, it's shutting the door. You'll see this comes on, and you can see in the top right, these are sucking the air out and then cycling through. Now that's very fast, that one, because we've got 4 vents going out and 4 sensors detecting it and stuff like that. So now we're actually going to go out and have a look around and see what we can find. I think we found a region here who's...
Yo, did you break mining?
No? What's wrong?
Well, it's mining on my screen, but very, very slowly.
Weird.
Explain to the
Yeah.
person in charge.
Yeah, let Simon know.
Yep.
Oh, so this is like a pipe label construction kit there. So you can see the performance is also excellent. So I've got mine set to VSync, so it's locked to 60 frames a second at the moment. But I've had no issues at all, and I'm actually hosting the game as well as running it, which isn't going to be ideal when you want to have lots of players. So it's gold and copper and stuff like that. And we've worked a little bit on how to do the procedural generation so we can add in big crevasses, and when we do snow worlds, we'll have that as well. I'm going to go have a look and see what people have done over here. Oh dear. I think he exited the game. So this was looking at building a furnace, which I'd shown if you want to see how the furnace works, is in a previous update. Oh, and this is a solar array here. So it's currently generating 21 watts. Because we haven't added a clock in to the game, you can't use the clock with the logic computer yet to get that working, which is kind of annoying. I think I'm getting my newt skips here. I think it's related to mining, possibly. Could be that garbage collection issue that I hinted at before. This is a ghetto airlock that Mason made. So this is an example of how you can do airlock. So you're losing some air when you do that, and you see the little air particles shooting around. Ugh. But I mean, it works. So you can see we've still got the milk cycling through here. We could add an extra system in there. Now the temperature is actually increasing in here, so I'm going to see what I can do about.
There's 2 dynamic air coolers running, but I don't know if they're actually doing anything.
There's a lot of air in here, so I'm not sure how effective it will be. Yeah, I don't know whether they are actually. When it's set hot it works. When it's set cold, it's just kind of stopping. I haven't looked at those in a while.
I do have the airline outside hooked up to the airline inside, just so you know.
Cool. I was actually just thinking of having a manual like wall cooling system.
There's a wall cooler behind you on the wall.
Yeah, we'll need a fair few of them.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's working though.
Well, it's turned off, so what the hell is this? It's probably put a lot of pressure in it. Where are we? So yeah, what's happening is I'm gonna sneeze.
Oh dear.
Someone asked if radiators are working yet. They're not. I think I showed them last time. I'll show them off again. Item pipe radiator. Item pipe radiator. So we have quite a few things that are attachments on pipes. So these can get attached to pipes and they will increase the radiation. So we had a lot of problems with thermodynamics because I wrote it and Joel went through and fixed it up. And so we didn't bother fixing how radiators worked until we did that. So that will be something that's coming in a future screen. What I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to get that over there, and I'm actually going to do this, and this will unfortunately output a bunch of gas. Maybe, no, it's good. This may not be good, but I'm going to, I think the cooler will automatically fill itself up. Or that might have been the air conditioning unit. Actually, I think the air conditioning unit was fixed as well. It may actually be a lot more betterer. So I'm going to connect that. Oh god, that's not lined up. I need to fix that. And what I'm actually going to connect it to is a large empty one that hopefully doesn't have as much. That had quite a lot of gas in it already. Dynamic gas canister empty. Now we need to turn this on and see what it does. No, so it's saying error. So the reason it's saying error is because it's got no gas at all in there. It needs some gas, because what it does is the cooler will take the air from where it is now and it will plop it out. So what I think we might actually do is we might have a back pressure regulator here, just so that what we're always doing is leaving a minimal amount of gas in there and putting a better amount in there. So where are we? Let's put this on here. Connect that there like that. And I think we had a back pressure regulator in here. Where are we? That's a pressure regulator we want. Oh yeah, so that does either. So I covered this last time. We had a back pressure regulator, which will make sure the back pressure is a certain amount, and then a pressure regulator, which will do in the other direction. Now what we do, we definitely want to have a back pressure regulator. So we want to leave a certain amount behind, and we want to leave, say, 200 kilopascals behind, so that we can transfer heat into it, but we don't want to leave too much. So now I want to connect it up to the power network up the top there. A lot of our systems are quite rudimentary. They're designed to be common between all our systems, and it's all designed around ease of development, because one of the big parts of Space Station 13 is the sheer amount of content, which is why we're really focusing on doing things the simplest way possible for now, and just getting the most complicated systems in the game. So if I do, what is it? Actually, I didn't want to do that. I need to get some air in there first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Whoops. I'm going to get really confused. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to put this in here. And now it'll start working. So this is actually going to start cooling. And we're going to turn that off for the moment. And we're going to go get a pipe. We don't need a analyzer. We can use a meter. So I'm going to do item pipe meter. Oh, we've actually started work on guns as well. So that's it's not quite ready, but it will be soon. So this tells us how much pressure is in there now. So there's, 8 atmospheres, 9 atmospheres and change in there. So, oh, this is getting really messy. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this pipe. And we're going to chuck the back pressure regulator in there, and you're going to see what happens. So we need to set this again, set it to 0 and go up. So that's how much gas is in there now. Now when we turn this on, you'll see it's starting to take that pressure from there, and what it's going to do is it's going to maintain 100 kilopascals at the back, which is going to be very important for us because we want to leave some gas behind there so this will work. And you see this is slightly increasing it as it takes power from the world, whereas this one will actually be going up slowly, and this will allow us to cool things down. Now what we are actually going to do is we're going to put a string of these, and in fact I actually think we probably want to, how do we want to do this? Item wall cooler, because we might actually need a bunch of them because this is a pretty big room. So we're going to put a bunch of them in here. Oh.
That was me. I'm just cabling them up.
All right. Freaked me out. Put one here. 4 of them should be enough, maybe. And I will look for a manifold. I thought there might be one on the ground. There was. And individual pipes. Yeah, so the guns are going to have attachments. They're really a similar system to everything. So I guess the big thing that we're working towards is making a complete fun game loop, definitely on the planet. So the idea will be we're also working on a kind of alien that will be on the planet, quite insect based, and you'll be able to go out and do missions to kill it and stuff like that. And that gives us a very basic but still quite satisfying game loop that you'll be able to play with your friends. And then we do want to get it into early access so we can get feedback. We get really great feedback from the people already playing. Item pipe junction. Item pipe junction. We have power issues a little bit.
You do?
Yeah, we're not getting a lot of power from our solars. We might need to do a something else as well. Actually, I want to.
We have 2 generators outside. I can fill them up. If it's gonna be enough.
We might want to go in the other direction as well. So this will work. This will work. This will work, and this will work. So now we should be cooling down a lot of stuff. Hopefully. Now actually, as we cool down the air, the pressure will lower, and we should see these vents actually start turning on to increase the pressure. What we really want to do is we want to make it so that these coolers will turn off when the pressure drops down a certain amount. But what I might actually do, I might actually put in more of these, because this is quite a big area, and I think we want to try and rapidly cool if we can. These do use a fair bit of power. We've also got a lot of machines, and all those machines output heat. Oh. What happened there? Oh, I just don't think we don't have enough gas to operate. Challenge
What do you
time.
need?
No, this isn't our cooling system. So what I can do here, I can actually build a special system to basically flow stuff back. This is just my bad, Mason. I just as I've been expanding the system can't actually deal with it. We could actually, to be honest, Mason, we could feed this where I've got this canister. We could feed this system back into your
The whole blue line?
yeah. But you will need to cool down everything, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I put the kit? Is that it? Yeah. So now we're going to have a pressure regulator going in the other direction, which will allow us to basically back kind of flow how it all works. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. So the reason those are erroring is because they just don't have enough. Oh my god, I got crap all over my keyboard. They just simply don't have enough they need to require a minimum amount of atmosphere to be able to do a heat exchange.
They're at like 11 kPa.
Yep. I've got a whoops. Easiest to do it like this. There we go. So this pressure regulator will keep it at 200. So there we go. Let's just try turn it back on and off again. I don't know why it's erroring. It's really strange. I'm going to try do this.
You forgot to turn on the back pressure regulator. That's why it didn't work.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, maybe I'd had that turned off. No, I actually think for some reason I'm gonna try deleting
what?
it. Yeah. There's something
Because I
weird
turned it
going
off
on.
now and now it still works. What in tarnation?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I think that was a bug. I think we found a bug here.
Huh.
Anyway, we've got 3 of them working.
Oh, 4 of them are working now.
4 of them, yeah. I don't know what's going on there. I think we're cooling down.
We are.
Yeah, so there's a bug with the pipes not going to the coolers. I need to set that up.
User joined your channel.
See how
User
Mason's getting
left your
on.
channel.
Making the world's most advanced system. And there's just random eggs in there. I think everything's now fallen off. Oh, so duct tape got stuck in there and interrupted everything.
I might be to blame.
Well, I mean, our gas is not increasing now, our temperature, which is good. So at the very least, this is stabilizing things.
We were at 27, so it's going down.
Where's the cross? Here we go. Item wall cooler. The sun's picked up though now. Item cable coil. Yeah, we haven't had any fire yet. It's like false advertising for the stream.
I could try to build a
No.
furnace.
we're trying to, I think now we'd like to sort of have this station develop over a long period of time. Speaking of which, I might just try saving it.
Yeah, I think I'll build an extra wall to protect my circuits from fire again.
Let's just see if this goes down. So I have a sneaking suspicion that these aren't entirely working. Either that or they're just not countering the temperature of the sun. Item air conditioner. It'd be good to build actually a furnace with a chute network so we can start like dumping stuff that we don't need. So this is input. Let's do it like this. Now I think Joel actually fixed this up. So we are going to want to connect this to there. Actually, this thing, I think it manages itself. Yeah, it does. This is a bit smarter. The air conditioner is like a more advanced, so later on, that you'll require better tech to be able to use it. And I mean, I could have laid this out better, but what is done is done. And geez, we better not be overpressurizing this. I don't really know whether those are working. Maybe they are. Maybe they're just too low powered, and that's why we need this air conditioner. So that's the waste, so where the energy will go, and this is where the output will go. So what we're going to do is we're going to have item pass event. Hopefully this works. So we may need to make from memory, I think we might need to make a couple of adjustments to it. Whoops. Oops. Wasn't paying attention. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, maybe we should keep an eye on the chat. And are you still there, Will?
I am indeed. And I've got a couple questions if you've got time.
Yeah, just give me a sec. But basically, we probably don't have a lot long left in the stream. So start compiling a list. If anyone has any questions they want to ask, they'll ask now. And then after I've got this system working, we'll probably call it quits with the stream for today. And let's turn this guy on. Let's try really cooling it down. Don't know whether it's really cooling things. Oh, that's probably getting rather hot in there, or rather high pressure. Actually, just plop it in here. And we had, yep, there we go, we did. Let's just see how much pressure we are getting in here. Oh yeah, I think it stops working. Or maybe, did we have to, this is the input, right? I think I had to volume pump, yeah, I think I recall doing this previously. I think what I wanted to do was volume pump this out. I don't know if anyone can remember from previous stream. Yeah, we don't have a lot of room here. So we're gonna do and we're going to chuck a volume pump down there when I find one. Item pipe volume pump. I think this will dramatically speed the process up. We're just going to set this to maximum, and we're just going to pump out everything there, because otherwise it tries to match a delta, and we don't want it to do that. We want it to cool down air as fast as it can. Really cool it down. And it might actually be the issue up above as well. So this will now be volume pumping out. And this should hopefully really start cooling things down. So it's nearly basically a degree colder here. So this should start cooling things down, hopefully. Can I put a oops. No, I can't, damn it. Okay, so again, I think we actually want to volume pump in, maybe. We might be putting, making it half as effective, but this is definitely working now. Like, we've already cooled stuff down by a degree.
Yeah, you can see it going down now. It's really good.
Yeah, and so that's just one air conditioning unit. You can see, because of it, it's actually causing air to flow all around.
In the future, we're going to make like heat exchange pipes as well.
Oh gosh, that's we need to. Oh, that's a chunk. I'm gonna snippy that. Did you get an error?
No.
Why is snippy not working? I'm just gonna leave that up for a minute. Oh, it'll be in the stream, so we'll be able to see it. I'm just gonna, why is snippy? Snip. There we go. So I'm just gonna snippy it, so that we have a copy of it. Bugs, bugs, bugs. That's to do with mining, that bug.
Yep. I don't think anyone was mining at that point.
Well, we don't know. I think there's a few other people connected as well. So.
Oh, not me, Aaron.
Right, so that should now reduce the pressure in there substantially. Stop that pipe from exploding. Now what we need to do is, I reckon we want to connect this computer up here. Item cable coil? Oh no, we've got one there. We want to connect this computer here. And in fact, I think we can just do this. Was this your computer, Mason?
Yeah, you can use it. It's fine. I'm a ways off from doing stuff with a computer.
Oh, I probably don't want to connect both of these though. What I'll do is...
Item duct tape. Sorry.
I mean, I do that all the time. I'm hot mic'd. So what I actually want to do is I want to get this to turn off, the system to turn off once we get to a particular temperature. So there's nothing in there. So logic motherboard, motherboard logic, Motherboard logic. Thank you. And plop this in here. So we're going to add a new state. Do we have any gas sensors up here? We could probably put a gas sensor at the other end of the room. Item gas sensor. Item gas sensor. Let's just put it in the middle here. Oh, so you see those turned on there just to equal its pressure because we've got a circuit board that's set up to do that. We're going to undo that. Now, hopefully this is the only gas sensor on the network, otherwise it's going to get really confusing. So the condition we're going to have is that I need to change the drop speed. I think this is the gas sensor. I'm just going to change its name. Item labeler. I'm going to call it main gas sensor. Whoops. I never fixed that bug. It's been there a while. Get out of my way. So look, the conveyor's still going, still doing its thing, despite me jumping all over it. So now we're going to find the gas sensor in here. Main gas sensor, here we go. Whoops. Be helpful if I actually selected it. Whoops. I'm not clicking on the right thing. Here we go. So now we want, and this is here, we can actually select ratios and stuff, although I think they're bugged at the moment. But if temperature is less than and if temperature is less than 20 degrees, then we want to do something. So we're going to say this is going to be called turn off cooling. And then what we want to do is we want to turn off the air conditioner. So we're going to look for the air conditioner. Here we go. Powered off. And then we're going to create a new state. I'm going to call this turn on cooling. We're going to set this to the next state it will go to is turn on cooling, and this one will go to turn off cooling. The condition here is going to be that main gas sensor temperature is greater than, and we're going to add a little bit of float in there so that it's not going to be such a problem, like it constantly turning on and off. If it's greater than 22 degrees, then we're going to turn the air conditioning unit on. So that should now cycle through and turn it on and off. And I mean, it is dropping. It's 23 degrees in here now. Region, maybe if we could rip up some of this non-essential stuff, like we can rip up the conveyors now because they'll be creating extra heat, and we'll rip up this fabricator and stuff like that.
Yep.
See if we can tidy the place up a bit.
While you guys are tearing stuff up, have you got time for questions?
Yeah, sure, that's a good idea.
So the two big ones, obviously being one weirdly a request for space whales, but the other was, can you give any details on firearms at this point?
So firearms, we're starting with kinetic ones. So you'll put a you'll put a magazine in it, and you'll fire away and do your stuff, and yeah, do all that shenanigans, and it will be shooting from the center of your screen, so you won't be aiming down scopes or anything like that, and they'll be one-handed, firing from the hip basically. And magazines will function a lot like consumables, but they will produce an empty magazine that you can then refill and stuff like that. You probably have to pass them through a special machine or some kind of bin machine that fills the magazine and stuff like that.
Way cool. One question was, will there be any physics rules to stop you building things without support on planet surface?
We're thinking about it. We might be able to do it similar to how several Minecraft mods have done it. Yeah.
Will there be will R&D be similar to research and development in Space Station 13?
We haven't entirely decided how we want to do that yet. Yeah. So we're not too sure about that one.
R&D in Space Station 13 is very simple. You just put one item into the machine and it deconstructs it, and then you get a level. And if you don't have that level yet, I think
we might be either doing it as kind of a time sink, sort of power sink thing, or it might be that you get the stuff from away missions. So basically, you go to these derelict stations and you look in them and you find some kind of artifacts, and you can use those artifacts to power things and stuff like that.
Yeah. So in a way, it won't be the same as SS13, where you just find items around the station. You'd have to actually work for the items to get those research levels in that way.
So if everyone can see this, the logic controller should be just about to switch state, because basically the external temperature is under control and dropping down now. So you can see your aim is initially going to be to stabilize one room where you can do a lot of stuff, but what will eventually happen, and hopefully in the future streams we'll continue using the same save, you'll see us start to specialize, and we'll have different rooms. We'll build a medical room, we'll build I think next stream I'll obviously finish off doing the production, but I'll cover off on the I'd quite like to build a disposal system so that we can try and keep the place kind of tidy.
Oh yeah, we have loads of things to throw out.
So it's just about to tick over, and we should see it switch states, and in doing so it will turn off the air conditioner. We should see it switch state.
We should probably get a scrubber or something in here, because we have some pollutants in the air.
Yeah. Any minute now. What is it? Oh yeah, so it's still, we've got to wait a little bit for the temperature to, that condition will at the moment always show ticked because it's not being assessed yet. I need to change that. But we can sit here, and so because I've got the sensor in the middle over there, and we could do like a little light. We could make a little red light that turns on as well, which is actually a great idea. Item wall light. I'm actually going to do a special class of signal lights. Just for this purpose. Item cable coil. Huh, wait a minute. Oh, did I set it to the wrong thing? Is it still not less than that here? I think it is. I'm confused. I'm really confused. I'm gonna try doing this. Oh, it's in Kelvin. Oh crap. I think.
I'm not sure if it's in Kelvin.
Yeah,
or-
I think it is. I think I did this deliberately. God damn it. Quickly going to Google. I should know from Space Station 13. So, and then, oh god, it's going to be oscillating. Oh shit. Just see that, it'll stick on it. Oh god. Oh, I've done something. Oh, I've done something bad. Here we go.
Dean did a bad.
No, I just, and we just want to go a couple of degrees higher. So it should now have turned it off, and the temperature will slowly heat up, and then it will turn it back on. And while it's doing that, we will item cable coil. I lost my... Okay. I accidentally mashed the keyboard in my panic. Were there any more questions?
There's a fair few. We've got. Well, so Adam was asking earlier, which might be a good one to say for people who've just started watching the streams, is what role do the planetary stations play in relation to the orbital stations or the deep space stations?
At the moment, none. So they're just going to be different scenarios with different challenges, really, to start off on. Later on, we might look at, look at what we're doing with those.
Garth was asking how the in-game crops are doing.
I haven't actually looked at them, so not sure yet. We did have some bugs with them, but we were going to deal with the atmospheric stuff first. Item spray can green. Item spray can green. God damn it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sort of add a little bit extra. So this will turn this off, and this will turn the power off on this new wall light here. We should really name that. But when the cooling is on, whoops, we want to turn that little chap on. And we should probably rename that. What did I do with the labeler? Damn it. There'll be so many of these labelers around. Just lying on the ground. Item labeler. Item, there it goes. Yeah, we've got with that. So this will be called air conditioner status light. And you can see it's changed inside there. So now we'll be able to see even from across the room when this turns on, which should be very soon. Yeah, were there any more questions, Will?
Indeed. So the ground textures at the moment, are those what we're going to be rolling out for the early access version, or are they still placeholder?
Yeah, they're pretty much as it is. We're going to have different worlds though, obviously. So, different worlds will have different textures, so there'll be a snow world and stuff like that. We're trying to stick with a relatively plain style, but with different effects. So you can see, while Regent's standing there, you can actually see he's got his headlight on, and there's actually volumetric lighting with it and stuff like that. Oh yeah, let's look at the character. We haven't looked at that in a while.
I can change my character up.
And one that Dino was poking me for is, are you going to need to cap off pipes?
No. So we have the capacity to do that. The problem is it becomes an absolute pain, because basically every time you lay a pipe network down, you have to blow it out, which means you have to put a regulator on and all that kind of stuff. And we just found it wasn't fun. I'm going to snippy that in a bit. I'm actually going to leave that, but oh, I need to set that to somehow lock. We could set that through there. We need to really have a device that lets it lock, but this should turn on any minute now. There we go. I did it!
Woo!
And the air conditioner should be turned on. The air conditioner is turned on, but the screen didn't turn on. That's weird. It's odd.
Odds.
Yeah. That's strange. Maybe it doesn't have enough power? I'm so confused. I mean, that worked, but nothing else did. Yeah, so I think, were there any more questions, Will? Otherwise I'm going to call the stream.
A good one from Flim Flam was, what's next on the dev docket?
Well, we have to finish the production, so we haven't finished that. Obviously, a lot more bug hunting and stuff like that, but you can see the performance is pretty good. I think we had like around 5 players, and starting to get a reasonable amount of station and a lot going on. So once we've got the production in, the idea is to, and hopefully for next stream it'll be working, have the weapons and a basic alien working. Then it's going to be a matter of fleshing out the existing medical system. And once we've fleshed out the existing medical system, we basically then have a complete game loop. So we're talking cryogenics, expanding, because at the moment you just have a heal pill, but actually having syringes that you fill with something and you use those and that kind of stuff. I'm just going to check what the pressure is in here. Oh dear, it's getting pretty high. I wonder what the temperature is in that. We need to dump that canister outside. That's what we definitely want to do, but I didn't want to leave the thing. I'm going to go do that actually, just for fun. So basically this is really hot air. Probably very, very hot. Small amount of gas, but very, very hot. Oh, it's really dark. Oh, I ripped my suit. So before I open this, item duct tape. Oh, and I think I'm just running out of oxygen at the same time. Yep. Item gas canister oxygen. So open this up. We'll see what temperature this was. Oh, it wasn't that much. So we're just being kind of wasteful with this, but I'm trying to get up here. It's a future Dean problem. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is our solar and power area.
Have you seen the underground area?
No.
I think it's a work in project thing, but it's really cool.
Okay, let's go.
Let me get out so I can show you.
Oh, that's Mason.
Yeah, I just got out.
that you?
Yep. Let's see. It's over here somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is like the sunroof.
Mm-hmm. We just have to figure out how to get in. Is there a door over here?
Yeah, it's
Over here. Right
Yep.
here where I'm standing.
It's very small, but it's a good starting point.
That's what she said.
God
Very
damn it.
Whoa, cool. So yeah, building underground bases is like going to be a thing. And we've got a feature ice blob there, and that's awesome. Who built this?
I have no idea. I just found it.
Yeah, so a lot of this I think is going to be part of doing away missions. You might even want to build temporary bases, and we did that on Rocket Station. Was quite a thing to do for a while. Man, performance has been really good for me. Cool. Well, thank you everybody for joining the stream. Next week we'll hopefully be showing off the completed fabricator and maybe even a little bit of combat. Someone just asked, will we be able to lock doors? You absolutely can, but at the moment you can only do it through a logic computer or a circuit board. Thanks everybody.
Bye.